Welcome at Painting at School. Lesson 16, Grade 6, Part 1. The subject is trees. Trees in 4 seasons. And all these trees for the 4 seasons, the children will paint them in a different way, in different techniques. And today we will do the winter and the spring tree. In lesson 17 there will be the summer and the autumn tree. Just as inspiration for the teacher, we can look at the drawings I brought with me. And we look for Saturday to the beach. On Sunday, the S. Connected with Monday, it is a cherry tree. On Tuesday, we have the oak. On Wednesday, the elm. The maple tree for the Thursday. And on Friday, the birds. There's also metal connected with, like the lead, the gold, the silver, the iron, the mercury, and the tin, and the warm copper. So, now I will demonstrate how we paint the winter tree. We start with the winter tree. So, as start we need snow. And inspired by the Impressionists more than 100 years ago, we have nice examples how they painted snow. And in the snow you saw all different colors. So we start with a red and a blue and a yellow and cover the whole paper with it. But just a little bit. So we need quite a lot of water and just some patches. So you see just some yellow on different places. Maybe 4 patches, 3, 4. Not easy for children to paint so very thin. Then we take some red. Just mix a little bit at the borders with the yellow. Just a thin veil of the red. If you take too much, you get more or less an autumn tree. So all the colors should be very thin. And then we take some thin Prussian. And cover everywhere we haven't been yet. So, nice basic colors. Everywhere is some color in yellow, red or blue. And now we take a very strong Prussian blue to paint the trunk and the branches. We don't make a drawing, but we do it in this way. We make horizontal movements. Maybe some roots. And then 4 or 5 branches, make them thinner and thinner. As large as possible to the corners. Just moving the brush, not too much branches. We need some space in between. So we have this winter tree. Now we want to make it more intensive, darker, and then we use the opposite color, vermilion, and then we get the color more or less indigo, or a more browny color. We'll see what happens. Still with orange, but a little bit less, you see. Could be a little bit more bluish. And we will change the shape a little bit afterwards. You will see. If you have less orange, it is a more indigo color you get. It's more browny now, but it doesn't matter. And now we will connect the tree with the environment in a special way. So it's not too dry, just a little bit. We put the brush here and it takes away, as you see, the paint. And then we paint this to the side of the paper. So if the trunk was very thick by the water colors, you can just take away. And it's quite a job for pupils. You see already the difference, the right side and the left side. So you go into the branches, take a little bit. So you can take away, change the forms if you want, make them thinner. Different between this part and this part. Here you have really this connection. Like the snow falling from the branches when the wind starts to blow. It's a very nice technique. One of my students discovered long time ago this way of painting. It's a little bit grey tone, but it makes it very nice. You see, the yellow disappears. And if it is too dry, you take a little bit more water. If it is too wet, you make your brush drier. So it is quite a job for the children to do. You just continue here down. All the time to the end of the paper. You can repeat it a little bit. Till you are satisfied. So we have here kind of white, but they're all colors inside. Now you can add some new colors as you wish. Some blue down. Maybe from the sun, some color here. So in individual way, pupils can and the last steps, how they wish it should look like. Maybe some yellow down. Nice to have some color here too. it is too strong, just take it away and use it somewhere there. So here we have the winter tree, and I show you some other examples. Looking back at the winter tree, we had 5 steps. One was making the snow color, then the trunk and the branches with Prussian blue, stark Prussian blue. Then we cover this with vermilion to get a browny indigo color. Then we had this technique to spread and to change the size of the branches and the trunk, and then we added some extra colors in it. Now we go to the tree in the springtime, in March, April, May, in this season. And imagine you walk just with a piece of paper outside and it's blowing a little bit and there's blossom at the trees, and the blossom starts to twirl around in the air and you try to catch it, so it is covered with different blossom colors, the cherry and other trees. So we start again with patches of the yellow, red and blue, but a little bit stronger than by the snow. Let's start with yellow. Take some yellow, water, spread it out, not too strong. Make the patches a little bit smaller. It's always a danger if you make this part, this first step in the painting, too strong colors. You will have again an autumn tree. Now we take some red. That's enough. Go in between and connect with the yellow ones. And leave some place for the blue colors. So you see hardly any form, just suggestion, some blossom on your paper. And we take some blue. Prussian blue can be very strong. Take care. Just soft pastel colors. Need a little bit more. Not too wet. So now we have this covered with some colors. And now for the first time we will save space to the crown, the trunk and everything beneath the earth. We will do it with the warm color blue because it is spring. The air will become warmer during these weeks in spring. So we take a strong ultramarine blue. And children like to draw, but we just start in the corner. And we have a kind of imagination what we will save out. Go a little bit inside. The tree is breathing with the environment. So make the borders a little bit flexible. Take again some ultramarine. So you have an intensive blue. In, a little bit out. Once more. And then you get the spring tree. Go a little bit up. That's nice. And keep an eye on the proportions, because many children want a very thick trunk, like the smaller children are always in their drawings. So it is quite small trunk for these trees. And then you finish it here. So this is the second step. Now we want to connect these colors with each other and make a little bit stronger with red. We want more red, rosa, cherry red blossom. So you connect, you take a little bit from the blue to connect with the environment. So there's not a sharp border. You see a little bit red is enough for the whole crown. And then you can decide what you want with the trunk. Maybe you want a little bit brownish, then we start with a little bit yellow, with vermilion color. Maybe some golden yellow. Just the color children like to have the trunk in. And then in spring we have lovely green color here, so we take melon yellow, the lemon melon yellow, quite strong because we want to make it green. First we cover it here. And then we take some Prussian. Now we have this line, so all the trees are not on a hill standing, so we lift it up, go here. So the tree is more in the landscape itself. Maybe some yellow again. Make it a little bit more intensive. Some parts. And you can do what is still needed. Maybe it can be a little bit more of this rosa. So I go back to the carmine wren again. Give some extra. Not too much, otherwise you have really autumn tree. You go into the more orange colors. Still connecting with the blue. That's important. The tree is never separated from the environment, just one. So you can even smell the tree, the blossom. So here we have the tree in springtime. The second theme is the main lessons about the minerals. And one of them is the volcanoes, painting volcanoes. First we paint the fire, and then a part of the mountain. So it is spreading out, all the warm colors spreading out into the air. And then we go from outside inside in the caves. And then we have the stalactites and the stalagmites. So it's a very mysterious world. Look at the many examples of these exercises.